Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I won't be doing any makeup. This is just a chit chat video, like a story time if you may, or just a get to know me better or know about me better. So in this particular video I'm going to be discussing something that a lot of people think is a sensitive matter. To me it's not. To me, honestly, it's not a sensitive matter. I'm going to be talking about my marks. I don't know if you can see them. I'm gonna be talking about my marks. I call them my beauty marks. So I will be talking about them because there's been a couple of people who have been inboxing me because they wouldn't comment. They think it's sensitive. So they've been inboxing me, asking me about them, how I got them, when I got them, what are they? Are they tattoos or what? You know? So I just felt like I wanted to create a video, make a video where I just address that and, you know, help even those that are not really coming out to ask me but they're wondering. Yeah, so this is what the video is about. Before wasting more time, let's get straight into it. So I'm gonna take you back to my childhood, right? So I literally don't know myself without these marks. I'm gonna insert a clip here so that you see how see them clearer, because now I've obviously put on a better foundation. So like I'm saying, that I don't know myself without these marks. I've had them my entire life, you know, because I got them as a child. Okay, let me just go back to when I got aware that I had these. In primary, I think I was in grade 2 or 3, I started realizing that my friends don't have these marks. I'm the only child in school who has these marks. I've only seen these marks on my other cousins and a little bit of them on my dad, but I've never seen them anywhere else. And I became curious because, you know, as a child, you start seeing differences. You start questioning, why are you this different? Why is this person not having this and you have that? So I started questioning it, and for me it became a deal because even other kids started sort of looking at me in a certain way or wanting to touch my face, and you know, and kids are very honest. Some just came out and just said, what are those? And most of the kids in my school used to say that I got scratched by a cat, and it used to sadden me so much. That saying used to sadden me so much because I didn't understand why, I didn't understand how and when this happened to me. And for me, it was just not a nice thing, you know, to be a center of attention in that way. So I asked my mom about them. I was like, I see other kids, how come I have these? I don't want them. What are they? Can I take medication to remove them? What are these things? And my mom was like, no, these are marks that you got because at my dad's home, right, which was the same town. At my dad's home, it's their tradition or their culture. They believe in that this is how they mark their kids. So I noticed that not all of my cousins had these marks. So at my dad's place, maybe on estimate I have 9 uncles including my dad and maybe 3 aunts, you know, and all the children from my aunts, my aunt's kids, didn't have these. So my cousins who are my aunt's kids didn't have these marks, but all of us who are from my uncles and my dad, we have these marks. So the reason for that is because we are children from the sons of the family. We obviously are gonna take the family name, hence my surname. I took my dad's surname, so because I carry the family name, I had to get these marks. My mom didn't get into the details, like the fine details of why do they have that tradition, where it originates from. All she said to me is that it was part of my dad's culture, so I had to have them, and my little brother is gonna get them, and all my other siblings who will come after me, because I'm the firstborn, will get these marks. So at the time, I'm just thinking, was it compulsory? But from what my mom was telling me is that it's a must for you to get them. She didn't know what was gonna happen with me had I not gotten them, or had she refused for me to get them. So that part I got to understand at a very young age. I understood that it was compulsory for me to get these marks. And yeah, I grew up with them, and I was just like, okay, it's fine, it's a part of my life. And I got over, that whole thing of kids questioning you or making remarks, or other kids just looking at you funny because they don't want to make you feel awkward, but they don't understand that looking at me funny is actually making me feel awkward. But I got over it because I had friends who made me feel very comfortable. I don't even think they ever asked me. Like, my friends never really asked me what these are. Maybe that didn't matter, maybe there was more to me than these marks. And yeah, and then I grew with them, and I became not fully comfortable, but I sort of dealt with it as a child. And when I moved to high school, it was still an issue because there were other people who didn't know me from primary. I come from a very small town, so most people know me because my dad was a teacher, so I am teacher Mamang's child. So it was not much of a deal, but there were those people who came from different schools and didn't understand, so I sort of had to explain to them and whatever, but it was not much of a deal because I was now a bit comfortable with it. And then I moved to Val after high school to do my first year, and I was studying there, and then it started being an issue again because a lot of people were, and when you are old, people don't question, like people are scared to question if they want to ask you something, like to come to you and ask you. So other people will just look at me, and now I was in class with like white people. They just look at me, like stare, like people give you, like people can stare, like people people are mean. But I understood now, because I was in varsity, I understood that, what, it's not easy. Sometimes what is on you makes another person uncomfortable, and when they look at you funny, don't judge them or don't think that they are mean or whatever. Just think that maybe they're not comfortable with asking you because they think you are uncomfortable. So in varsity, it bothered me, but not so much, because I had also learned that when somebody stares at me, I'm like, no, you want to know what these are? These are what, I'd explain to them. A lot of people, especially white people, used to look at me and think that they are tattoos, and some used to think that they are cool, and some used to think that they're fascinating and whatever. But yeah, I really got over it. Like, it didn't bother me much anymore. I was very comfortable also in myself, because I knew that there was more to me than these marks. For instance, I am a very smart person, but in terms of academics, I was a very smart person. So I was just like, there's more to me than these marks. And at the time, I was not even wearing any makeup, so you can imagine that they was just out there all the time in people's faces. So I understood, I made peace with that. I was not faced by any of the reactions that I got. It was never really that bad. Then I finished university, then I moved to Johannesburg, where I was working here somewhere in the city, and because I didn't have a car at the time, I used to use a taxi. Now, this is when it moved from being something that I was aware of to something that sort of annoyed me. Like, they started annoying me. These marks started annoying me. Not them particularly, but people's reaction this side. Because when I moved here, when I was using a taxi, I'd be at Bree or MTN taxi rank like all the time, like every day, and I'd meet these Zulu taxi drivers who all, for some reason, all assumed that I was Zulu, and I'm not Zulu. I am Xhosa, you know. I am Xhosa. I'm not deep Xhosa because I'm from Free State, so I grew up speaking Sotho and Tswana. But all these taxi drivers, all these men saw me and assumed that I am Zulu. It annoyed me so much because I don't even know how to speak Zulu, you know. So for me, like for someone to just meet you and say, "Sawubona sisunjani," ungubani, like who are you? Where do you come from? In fact, they don't even say Sawubona sis, they say Sawubona Mkhaya because they assume that I'm Zulu. So Mkhaya means homie. Like Sawubona Mkhaya unjani. And I used to be so annoyed. And what annoyed me more is not the fact that they just say that and when I respond they'd be okay. When I respond in Sotho or I respond in whatever language which is not Zulu, they thought to themselves that I am this girl who has lost my values, who has forsaken my culture because I've moved to Johannesburg from KZN. I've never even been to KZN. Guys, it really annoyed me. Like, it really annoyed me so much because even when I explain to them, you know, when you correct someone, you're like, no, ndingumXhosa. They're like, hi. I welcome a Xhosa. Like, there are no Xhosas who do these things. And I'm just like, okay, I understand that the majority of people who have these marks are Zulu people. I understand that. But there are Xhosa people who have these marks, and I am one of them. How is that so hard for you to understand, you know? So, I got used to it. It still annoys me to this day when I meet someone and they instantly want to marry me because they feel like I am that Zulu and I am deep and I am pretty because of these marks and whatever the case is. But yeah, over time I got over it and now I am fine. Like, now I'm fine. Another challenge was when it came to dating as well, because I'd date someone and they'd be very uneasy because they'd wonder what kind of person I am, what religion do I subscribe to, because I know that a lot of Christians would be very uneasy. They feel like this is some sort of a deep culty thingy with connotations to it, whatever. I don't know what they think. These are, but I was just like, no guys, I'm a normal human being. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I have. These are not me. Yes, of course, I don't recognize myself without them. Like, I can't even imagine myself without them because I've had them my entire life. But this is me. I love them. And that's why even when I wear makeup, I don't wear makeup to conceal them. I never even color correct because I can color correct so that they are not even visible. But I love them so much because for me, they are a part of me, you know. They are a part of me. I don't know myself without them, you know. I really don't know myself without them. And even like most of my friends and the people I've dated and my current boyfriend, they don't think they can't imagine me without them. That's what they usually say to me, that we can't imagine you without them because we've known you with them, and that's what makes you different. That's what distinguishes you from the rest of the people, and we love that about you. We love how unique they make you. And yeah guys, so next time you see me and you want to touch me, don't touch my face. As you can see, they're here, they're alive, and as I'm growing, they're becoming less and less visible. I remember when I was a child, I used to count them. I used to have like 17 on the other side, 13 on the other side, and now when I count, I'm just like, no, now I have 13 on the other side and like 9 or 8 marks on the other side because they're fading as I'm growing. I don't like that. I don't want them to completely fade because, like I'm saying, that I've learned to live with them. I am very comfortable with them. I don't have any issues with my marks. If anything, I feel like they make me very unique. They make me very different. I have learned to embrace them. Initially they were imperfections. Initially they were those things that I thought, once I make money, I'm gonna go and get a plastic surgeon to just remove these things from my life. But now I wouldn't want to change them. I wouldn't want to remove them. I embrace them. For me, they tell a story of where I come from, who I am. And yes, I might not know the nitty-gritties and fine details of where they originate from. However, I have learned to embrace them, and this is just a story I wanted to share with you, to say that no matter what you have, like if you have something that other people view as an imperfection and you also view as an imperfection, learn to embrace it, learn to love it, learn to just be happy with it, because it's only in that, you know, uniqueness or difference that you will start to really value the person that you are, and you will start to see that you are different. You have a different story to share, and yeah, we are all different. We all have different imperfections, and we can't really expect to be unique. And learn to approach people in a very nice way. Obviously, don't come to me and ask me what cat handled my face. There's no cat. Just come and ask me, say, what's on your face? What are those things? I'm interested to know more. Can you tell me more? And I won't be rude unnecessarily. I'll tell you what you want to know. So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the story time. I really hope that you enjoyed that story time. If you are interested to know something more about me, just leave a comment down below. I will be more than happy to answer that question or create that video that you want to see on my channel. From me to you, with love. Mwah. Don't forget to like, comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Until next time.